There are many people in the world who really don't understand. Freedom has many difficulties, but we have never had to put a wall up to keep our people in.
Still shocked. The libtards are shocked. Okay, welcome into 2025. Happy New Year, everybody!
Yes.
The crazy start to this new year. At 3 o'clock in the morning in New Orleans, we had ISIS attacking. And then we had also this really strange explosion of a cyber truck in Las Vegas. Coincidentally, of course, we had Elon Musk arriving in Mar-a-Lago a few hours before. Is it only a coincidence? Of course not, guys. It seems like more of a message towards Trump, a subtle warning for Donald J. Trump, who, of course, is very upset also for what went on in New Orleans. We will be discussing this and much more in today's extraordinary show. Leo and Christy Zagami.
Happy New Year,
Happy
everyone.
New Year. I want to thank, first of all, the sponsors who make this show possible.
Okay, so we're here today with very grateful hearts because we have some sponsors today. We have Daniel Estes, and we have Elizabeth Conley, and we also have Laura DeHalmer. So thank you guys so much. And for everybody that bought the book, we're really grateful. Thank you.
The books, because they buy the Zagami family cookbook.
You buy my book too, so I'm really happy about
today,
that.
together with the roast, we're going to also have one of Christy's other recipes from this great book. And on top of that, of course, my latest
Probablemente Panic Carousel. Probablemente, because I already we're having American.
Yes, Confessions of an Illuminati Volume 11, the past, present, and future of mind control from Sun Tzu to MKO Ultra and beyond. And we also touch on the subject of these brainwashed mercenaries of the New World Order, in particularly ISIS, which is also one of the subjects of Volume 10. Volume 10, guys, is a book which everybody should read because it finally explains how these Islamists, these Salafi jihadists, but also the Shia, are all connected and used and abused as mercenaries of the New World Order. Let's not forget what Trump said about ISIS. He said that the founder of ISIS was actually Barack Hussein Obama. So it seems like we have 19 days till Trump gets to the White House. In a very uncertain situation in which the deep state is becoming increasingly volatile. The fact that Tom Homan wants to attack the cartels in Mexico makes us think of a connection here, because the pickup truck of this guy was actually seen in Eagle Pass, Texas, a couple of days ago. Welcome everybody to the Leo Zagami show. Let me put the GoFundMe for those who want to become sponsors. We also accept, by the way, businesses who want to promote if you want to promote your business, you're welcome. So happy new year, everybody. We're broadcasting on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, on Rumble.
And we get a lot of views.
Also on Band.video.
We get a lot of views. So
yes.
If you have a business, the video from last Saturday got almost 50.
Well, I haven't been there.
I haven't been looking, but we've been doing very well with our views.
Definitely Band.video, and as you know, Band.video is a part of InfoWars Media, gives us the opportunity to reach also a very large audience. So in 2025, promote your business with Leo Zagami. The Leo Zagami show doesn't get any money from Band.video, even if we reach thousands and thousands of people. So maybe you could help us, aside from, of course, purchasing our books, which is a way also helping our show. Now, let me first of all analyze this event, which definitely is not the only event, guys, because we had also an event which is not really discussed by the national media, which happened yesterday in LA, which we're going to also be discussing. But first of all, let's start this show with the arrival of Donald J. Trump and Melania for this great gala at Mar-a-Lago. And of course, Trump was interviewed and announced the start of a golden age, but the enemies are many. The enemies are insidious, guys. And what happened in New Orleans, at the moment we have 15 people dead, around 30 injured, and many in very bad conditions. So there might be other people who might die in the coming hours. So we pray, of course, for them. But check out what these federal law enforcement sources are telling Fox News.
Spunt. He and R. Griff Jenkins are able to report that the suspect drove a truck with a Texas license plate that came through Eagle Pass, Texas 2 days ago. David, what else do you know about this vehicle?
So we're hearing that the vehicle was traced to coming across from Mexico into the United States at Eagle Pass, Texas 2 days ago. To be clear, we don't 100% know that this man, and we do know the suspect is a man, was the person driving that crossed the border. That is unclear at this point. We just know that the actual license plate was picked up by a reader at a border crossing. This is per two federal law enforcement sources to Fox News, that it was picked up crossing at that border station at Eagle Pass, Texas 2 days ago. I know that raises more questions than answers, but we are providing information to our viewers as we get it, the most accurate information. So that's what we know right now. As far as the name of the suspect, we don't know. We've heard several names right now, but we want to be sure we have the accurate.
Well, we have now the name of the suspect, and we have a photo of the suspect. He was using apparently a car sharing service. So we really don't know this. I mean, there is definitely something strange going on here. The guy is a Texas native, even if, of course, he's visibly of Middle Eastern origins and is, of course, Islamic. This guy is the guy responsible for this terrible act, a crime against humanity perpetrated in a place which was supposed to be filled with fun and entertainment. You know this place very well, no, Christine?
Actually, I went from that route from Texas because I was visiting my sister, and we went through Louisiana on the way to Florida. And it's so beautiful when you're going down into New Orleans. And I was actually on Bourbon Street where the truck went. So
now,
really sad.
very sad. This 42-year-old Muslim Shamsuddin Jabbar is the perpetrator, and he had even, on the stand there behind on his pickup truck, an ISIS flag. But the crazy thing is, guys, the FBI, geez, these guys need to be completely reformed. And I hope that during the Trump administration, we're going to see this reform of the FBI, because they said something contrary to what even the mayor of New Orleans said. They said, oh, we're not sure yet if it's a terrorist act. We have to see, we have to. I mean, if you have an ISIS flag and you kill people with your pickup truck, and on top of that, once the pickup truck is stopped, you start shooting to people, you are a terrorist. That's it. Oh, maybe he was just influenced by it. No, you might be influenced. You are part of it at that point. Once, that's what ISIS wants to inspire people to do this kind of terrible acts. So it's really insane the way the FBI is acting as usual. But let's go to the shocking images from New Orleans.
Hi, everyone, and thanks for joining us here on CBS News 24/7. I'm Lindsay Reiser, and we are following breaking news out of New Orleans. At least 10 people are dead and dozens more injured after city officials say a man intentionally drove a pickup truck into a crowd of people. This happened on the world-famous Bourbon Street overnight as people were celebrating the new year. It was around 3:15 in the morning local time. Officials say the man drove around barricades and hurtled down the street in very intentional behavior before opening fire on police officers. 2 officers were hit by gunfire. They are in stable condition in the hospital. CBS News has learned the suspect is dead, shot and killed by police. Officials say a long gun was recovered from the scene, and according to an investigative reporter with our affiliate WWL, it had a silencer, or more specifically a suppressive device attached to it. Several potential explosive devices were also recovered near the scene and are being analyzed. The FBI is investigating this as a terrorist attack, and 2 sources familiar with the investigation tell CBS News the deceased suspect was wearing body armor. The truck that plowed through that crowd appeared to be flying a large black flag from the rear bumper, according to CBS News reviews of images. And law enforcement sources tell CBS News that investigators are looking into whether the flag is an ISIS flag or possibly tied to another foreign terror organization. Anna Schechter joins us now in Studio 57. She's a senior coordinating producer for our CBS News Crime and Public Safety Unit. What is the latest you're learning about the suspect?
The latest, we can report the name of the suspect that investigators have homed in on. His name is Shamsuddin Jabbar.
Okay, this guy is obviously a Muslim. Now, some people immediately connect ISIS with Israel, and of course, we can say that probably Hamas, which comes from the same family. They all come from the same family, like I described in this book. The Muslim Brotherhood, created by British Freemasonry and British intelligence, and then manifest later on with NATO, Al-Qaeda. Then we have, of course, like I said, Hamas. We have ISIS, which was, of course, also created with the help of Barack Hussein Obama and many other similar organizations. But the fact that people can blame Israel, guys, on an attack like this, when the perpetrators are visibly Muslim, I don't know what's wrong with you guys. I don't know what's wrong with you, because this is becoming insane. The level of anti-Semitism, especially on the alternative media, is insane and is not justifiable. Of course, we can say that maybe the Sabbatean Frankists in Israel permitted the 7th of October attacks. That's possible. Absolutely. I've said this over and over again. The fact that we have Sabbateans, the fact that we have the Rothschild, the fact that we have certain factions within Judaism that are connected to this heresy, I repeat, is the Sabbatean Frankist heresy. And they are like the court jesters of the Jesuits and, of course, of this New World disorder. But they are not, it's like saying that all Catholics are bad when we know that the Jesuits have sabotaged the Vatican Church, and they definitely take control over it together with Freemasonry after the Second Vatican Council. But to say that all Catholics are bad is wrong, just like I'm saying all Jews are bad, because that's also a race of people, and it's really ignorant and bad. But I still notice this ignorance which is present in the alternative media. I hope for 2025, guys, we can make some clarity. In this book, I make this clarity. I bring evidence. Evidence has never been brought out before. Of course, there is elements that we should analyze within the Jewish culture that need to be condemned. Like even the co-founder of the Shia branch of Islam, Saba, who was himself coming from the Jews, but from what are known as the Erev Rav, like my friend Rosenbach once pointed out to me. And the Islamic Freemasonry and the secret societies behind this eternal conflict in the Middle East. Well, you can only know what is really happening by reading this book. Isn't that the case?
True. Yeah.
I see.
I didn't know anything about a lot of things that you wrote in there, and especially about the American part and everything, and then you have to just accept that you're just as responsible in your government.
I mean, when you have George W. Bush and the neocons, which of course put together 9/11 with the same mercenaries that were used by the Knights Templar, this is something that goes back hundreds and hundreds of years, because the Knights Templars also used the Assassins to kill the Nizari Shia assassins against the Sunni Muslims. And the Nizari Shia assassins had a lot of heretical Jews within their folds. This is historic. So I think that really people need to understand these things and need to read this book. Why nobody has ever heard of this image, the Baphomet image, the original Baphomet image of Muhammad on the cross found in a Knights Templar church? Well, because these are things that they don't want you to know. And this book has been actually reviewed even by Muslims with positive terms, because they cannot find anything wrong with it, because it's a scholarly book that brings you facts, not fiction. And
do you think that some people just don't want to be
mean,
awake from
their... You want to know, I mean, George
maybe they
W.
like
Bush...
the hate that they live in. I don't know.
This is George W. Bush with Prince Bandar bin Sultan. These people, Prince Bandar bin Sultan, then with Obama, co-founded with him ISIS. And this is like a sickness that keeps on giving and keeps on polluting the minds, of course, of the Muslims. If they fall into this trap, and if they act as mercenaries of this new world order, why should we then blame somebody else? Okay? I'm not saying that Netanyahu is a saint. I'm not saying that every, let's say, nationalist Zionist is right. On the contrary of the laborist Zionists, who are all wrong, and they are a creation of the Sabbatean Frankists. But having said that, in the Middle East, Israel represents a beacon of civilization and of freedom that is not present anywhere else in that region. So that is also a fact. But of course, guys, let's see what the 2025 will bring us with the inauguration soon of Donald J. Trump in the White House. He has warned once again Hamas, free those hostages, because something really bad could happen after. So there is a lot of tension here, because all these Salafi groups, Hamas, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, they're all interconnected. Now they have also worked for the deep state conquering Syria. And in Syria, in fact, now it's incredible. They have placed in the army of Syria people who are not from Syria. People who are from even from China, the Islamists from China, or the Islamists from other parts of the world. And the Syrians are, of course, a little bit worried about all these Salafi jihadists taking control of their country on behalf, of course, of the deep state, because it's Joe Biden who has unleashed against Bashar al-Assad this takeover, this coup. I'm not saying that al-Assad was a saint or that everything he did was right, but of course, we're going to see what this new let's say Salafi jihadist government will bring to Syria. And then we have today a new situation in Europe because of the decisions that were made by Ukraine, because of the increased tensions with Russia. Gazprom has definitely been stopped. And now the gas can't come into Europe any longer. This is a very bad situation, guys, for Europe. I mean, the economy of Europe is already suffering, but now it's like...
Has this ever happened?
Well, no, this is like after the confrontation which is lasting for years now between Ukraine and Russia. Ukraine has decided to cut and to damage Russia economically, to completely sever. But there is countries that depend.
Oh, so Ukraine did it.
Ukraine is the one that seems to want to now do something that is sincerely very dangerous for the stability, but also for the economy of Europe. So what is going to happen now? An end of an era, Ukraine that halts the transit of Russian gas. This is big news, guys. This is very big news because, I repeat, there is countries that depend on that gas, even after all the impositions and the demands that Europe made to somehow not take this gas from Russia, take it from alternative sources in North Africa or from America. There is still a lot of dependency from certain countries who are still actually quite close to Russia. So
would that be like Romania? Or
Romania also, but there is Slovakia. There's many other countries, of course, that might. Russia will no longer transport gas to Europe via Ukraine's pipelines. Now, this is furthering its ability to raise capital, but it's also blocking, I mean, the damage that Europe had from this demented war and the support of Ukraine has been immense. Germany is going bankrupt. Germany is going bankrupt. And that's why Alternative for Deutschland, which is right-wing, is rising very much. That's why Elon Musk wants to support Alternative for Deutschland, but it's actually a good thing to support them. And what is the future of Germany? Are they going back to the roots? Because that's what happens with the Germans when they get desperate. I see really these videos from guys, Italian guys, especially immigrants. Italians have always been present in Germany, who report of a crisis that is unprecedented in Germany for 2025. And this means the collapse of an economy which is the engine of Europe. And once the engine of Europe collapses, the whole of Europe, north of Italy, see, Italy, for example, is divided in two. You have the south, has always been historically poor, but then you have the north, which is connected with the whole of the north of Europe, which is kind of no. But and so I think that the situation is becoming increasingly dangerous, and the fact now that an era comes to a close on the first day of 2025 with the Russian gas export via Soviet-era pipelines running through Ukraine, that comes to an halt on New Year's Day today, making the end of 5 decades of Moscow dominance over European energy markets, as well as cheap gas that kept German economy humming. Well, this is big news, guys. I don't think that you understand. According to Reuters, this is I mean, one of the biggest news of the day, and I think that we should consider it as such also here in America, because an unstable Europe, a Europe economically uncertain, could bring only to some very negative consequences. Now, Trump always said that Germany relied way too much, but they laughed. Ha, 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 ha. Well, they're not laughing anymore. And in fact, their economy is bankrupt and people are desperate. Then we have many other things to report on today. You know, this whole thing about this Cybertruck. This Cybertruck blew up in front of Trump Hotel. Everybody says, okay, it's a Cybertruck, it's an electric car. These things can happen to electric cars. Is it a coincidence? This is from inside. I mean, we're talking about an explosion in this international hotel in Las Vegas.
A boom.
Oh my God. I heard that boom too, but I didn't know it was actually outside. I thought it was a person in the hallway. Holy shit.
Dear Dr. K, I used to think I was never meant to be beautiful. I was teased because of my teeth. I didn't like the person looking at me in the mirror.
I hope not another one goes off.
That's a lot of smoke.
That's another one I heard.
It was like a boom, boom, boom.
And I heard another.
And it almost sounded like a rolling, like garbage dumpster.
Yeah.
And then I saw that pop up.
That's definitely something else.
A mafiosi style warning in the city of the mafiosi, in the city founded by Cosa Nostra, Las Vegas. I mean, people might say this is just a coincidence, but it's a strange coincidence, guys, especially after Elon Musk was there in Mar-a-Lago. And in the night, they were seen dancing around, especially Elon Musk with his kid. There has been, of course, a whole debacle in the last week or so in regards to immigration between Elon and some factions of MAGA. This was, however, the event during the night, the New Year's Eve event. Musk dancing around, Trump also there on the phone, always busy.
Why is he always next to him?
I don't know. I mean,
He's such a pest.
no, but actually, he has now rented for $2,000 a day.
It must be nice to be rich. You can hang out with the president.
He has rented this little cottage inside Mar-a-Lago. In any case, we are viewing a lot of controversy surrounding Elon Musk. Elon Musk is going to be definitely the weakest, probably, and most controversial point of this Trump presidency. We're going to see what this brings in 2025. But Trump has invited, of course, everybody to stay united. We are now in the proximity of changing everything. In the meantime, though, Biden and people behind Biden, because Biden is not been the president the last 4 years. Biden is just a ghost of his former self. He is a guy who has, of course, people like Barack Hussein Obama, Alex Soros, George Soros behind him, people who have the real power. And we are, of course, also seeing all these pics of his connections with China. And China has said something very important because during last night, New Year's Eve, Xi Jinping said, Taiwan and China are one people. We will be united. Now, that doesn't stand very well with the president.
I'm sure Taiwan doesn't want that to happen.
With the president of Taiwan, especially this guy who is completely anti-China, it doesn't really go very well. But once a war like that starts. That would be really difficult, guys, and our economy would really suffer immensely. The economy of the world will collapse with a war between America and China over Taiwan. So we have to only pray that nothing like this happens in 2025. However, as you know, I wrote about these subjects in my books, in particular in volume 7, which I published at the beginning of 2022. I already outlined the war with Ukraine, what would it mean, and then also the possible war with Taiwan. And this is the book you need to get also to understand the future, because this book is a book based on the secrets of this new world disorder. New world disorder last night has offered us once again a hilarious but also sad spectacle, because I mean, when you have a Taiwanese drag queen on CNN.
Ever since making history as the first East Asian winner in 16 seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race, life and work has been a whirlwind for Taiwanese American drag queen Liu Zhao, known by the stage name Nymphia Wind.
I can tell you're an overachiever.
I know, like this past year, I've not had a weekend for myself. I'm just like work.
From Taiwan's presidential office to the Paris Cultural Olympiad to pride events around the world, Nymphia just might be the hardest working drag queen of 2024.
I'm dying. Thank God this is taped. Oh, girl.
Sometimes stopping for just a few hours before jumping on the next plane.
How are you still standing right now? You need a vacation, girl.
I think I'm a workaholic, and I'm just so used to being tired all the time. I'm just like, I just keep going.
That hard work building her brand is paying off.
I am the Jiaofo of Taiwan, the banana Buddha.
I mean, if Xi Jinping has to deal with this kind of opposition, I think that Taiwan will be very easily to conquer, especially when the CNN journalist, who seems to like the drag queen very much, takes out his own bananas.
And you know, bananas are a very prominent product of Taiwan. I have to represent.
So you have now made the banana your brand.
Exactly.
Since we can't be together in person, Nymphia, I've got the next best thing. So I kind of feel like we're next to each other right now.
Oh, I feel so close to you, Will.
Nymphia makes most of her costumes by hand.
But they're very pointy. They look dangerous, actually.
Do you want to come touch and try? I dare you to edit that in, CNN. Edit in my pointy boobs.
With the wind in her sails, Nymphia is setting some serious goals for 2025.
I really would love to be a cultural Taiwanese ambassador for Taiwan and the world. I want to show you what Taiwan has to offer. Because we may be small, but we are beautiful. Taiwan, this is for you!
After getting some well-deserved rest, of course.
Happy New Year!
Well, I think at this point Xi Jinping can invade Taiwan, and I'm not really going to be that upset about it. What do you think?
Well, I don't want the economies to go bad and worse.
I know, and they have all, the thing is, they don't only have the drag queens, they have also all the microchips we need. But guys, this is just ridiculous.
She really needs a vacation, and in fact, I've been following her on Instagram, and I think Nymphia is actually at the South Pole, like at Antarctica right now. I've been following her Instagram story. Well-deserved rest. She's been working very hard this year, and I think Lisa's about to walk behind us in a minute, but I don't know if we'll catch it on the air or not.
We'll keep the camera rolling for that, Will Ripley, because I want to see Lisa. But your interview with Nymphia, the queen, I mean, she killed it with that final lip sync round on RuPaul's Drag Race. She is amazing. I got something to show you. I'm just going to describe it because I don't think you have a return monitor there. But it's something Nymphia would love. It is yellow. It is her favorite fruit. It does involve duct tape on a board. It did not cost me $6.2 million. A crypto billionaire here in Hong Kong made that purchase. It is a ripoff, but it is a homage, and it is another homework assignment that I did for CNN New Year's Eve Live, along with the bedazzled mic. Dear Will.
They're so dumb.
CNN News. I mean, CNN. The ratings of CNN are now being surpassed even by Newsmax. So I mean, they are really ridiculous. You are watching, of course, the Leo Zagami show. We might not have the ratings of CNN, but we thank our sponsors who made this show possible today. Who are our sponsors, Christy?
Daniel Estes and Elizabeth Conley and Lord of Homer.
Please support the Leo Zagami show, guys, through GoFundMe, through Cash App. You can find the handle at leozagami.com together with our latest articles. We've been leaving the articles a bit on the side for the last couple of weeks, but we're going to get back into it now with the new year and yet more news, this time coming from LA. Now, you know, here in California, with the latest election, we had also the result of a proposition that was, of course, to go back to what any state should be, I mean, implementing, which is the law, the criminal law. If you steal, you get arrested. But that wasn't possible here in California because of people like Kamala Harris. We had a demented law that permitted these people to go into the shops, into the supermarkets, into the pharmacies, and steal up to $1,000 without being the subject of a criminal proceeding. Now things have changed. But yesterday, this change led to a confrontation, a dangerous confrontation between a scumbag who wanted to steal over $1,000 of stuff and the police. I want to show you what happened in downtown LA yesterday at a Target.
Breaking news at 5. Tense moments during a SWAT standoff in the Westlake District. A man arrested in connection with the shooting of 2 security guards outside a Target store. Welcome, everyone, to the Fox 11 News at 5 o'clock. Simulcast on our sister station, Fox 11 Plus. I'm Marla Tejas, here for Alex Michelson.
And I'm Christine Devine. We have this update for you. Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf live with breaking details on the end of a standoff and the earlier mall shooting from last night. Matthew.
Yeah, Christine, Marwa, pretty dramatic moments. We heard at least 3, maybe even 4 pops. We're now learning that that was tear gas, and then police arrested that suspect believed to be responsible for last night's shooting at the nearby Target Mall location. Right now, you can see police have their SWAT crews packing up from outside this apartment. Just an intense day for everyone in this area. An intense SWAT standoff in downtown L.A. Police sources tell Fox 11 the man responsible for Monday night's double shooting at the Figuette 7th Mall Target store is barricaded here.
We have constant communication with the individual or have no communication with the individual. This is basically a tip that we received from the community.
LAPD's SWAT team surrounding this building near Ingraham and Lucas, what neighbors describe as a low-income housing apartment. You recognize this person?
No, I've never seen him a day in my life, to be honest with you. No, he don't be over here.
Surveillance photos show the alleged shooter inside the Target Monday night.
This is what we fear when we have shoplifters, is this deadly confrontations where somebody pulls a gun.
Well, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to let them steal because you fear a confrontation? I mean, it's the demented laws of California up until, of course, the 5th of November of this year that permitted these scumbags to without in impunity, acting with impunity and steal.
Newsom did that, didn't he?
Newsom and Kamala, District Attorney, Attorney General of California, whatever she was. She was, of course, bad news for California.
They say he tried stuffing a suitcase with about $1,500 worth of merchandise and walking out, but was confronted by security, then started shooting.
Suspect fired at least 5 rounds. You know, he could have shot multiple people in that mall. So this particular individual has demonstrated just a wanton disregard for human life.
We were right here by the door. That's how close we were. Thank you, Jesus.
In a mall full of people around 9 p.m., 2 security guards were shot and rushed to the hospital. One has since been released. The other remains in critical condition.
You got to bring a gun to steal like that? There were crowded peoples? I mean, that was stupid.
Shoppers now reacting to what happened.
People should be thinking about going into a new year with, positivity. And let's just, you don't have to harm people.
The Target store still closed as police nearby surround the alleged shooter. So again, authorities made that arrest about 20 minutes ago. They say that it's the same person arrested that you see in those surveillance images, and right now it's unknown if he has any criminal background. Reporting live downtown tonight, Matthew Seedorf.
Newsom permitted this degenerate behavior in the state of California. The state of California, however, has voted in part for Donald J. Trump, and the various counties outside of the big cities, unfortunately, that are a stronghold of these leftist idiots, are increasingly voting Republican. They want to change. They want to change that Newsom is trying to prohibit him, almost like he wants to shield Trump-proofing state. I mean, Newsom is really an evil man, and these people are sincerely, I see them every day, these Democrats, and especially after they lost, they are really bitter. They are really full of hate. They are demons, walking demons on earth. I mean, this is not a political party anymore. This is a satanic enterprise, and they are supporting everything that is wrong in this world. So I hope that we can change things, but 2025 will be a turning point in which we will finally see what is going to happen. On Saturday, guys, we will be back, me and Christy, and we will be back with all the various prophecies, forecast about this 2025. It's going to be a very particular episode, specific episode dedicated to, I think, a subject of related interest, because everybody wants to know what's going to happen in this new year. Now, what is happening?
We want you to tell us because you're always right.
And I will, of course, comment on a lot of these prophecies. Baba Yaga, the woman died in 1996 with no eyes, made all these incredible prophecies, and then we have all these new alleged prophets, but a lot of them might also say things that are not true, and we're going to be analyzing that too. So here we are in the year 2025. Leo and Christy offering you once again the Leo Zagami Show, thanks to our sponsors, because without the sponsors we would not have been able to do this show. So it's worth mentioning them once again, Christy.
Daniel Estes and Laura Hammer and Elizabeth Conley.
And at this point, let me point out on another crazy event that happened here in Southern California, in LA. A drug dealer was arrested with a monkey. It's illegal to have a monkey as a pet here in California, as in most of the United States. I think all the United States, this specific kind of monkey is also quite rare. But this guy was on a Rolls Royce, speeding with a monkey on top of his shoulder, and with a bunch of drugs.
What is this, Sodom and Gomorrah?
I mean, it sounds like a scene out of a...
It's LA, that's all.
No, it sounds like a scene out of a hangover movie.
Really?
Monkey found.
Maybe
and then brought to...
found more than marijuana when they pulled over that speeding Rolls Royce we just showed you. This is in Madera County yesterday. In addition to several bags of pot, they found this. Look at this, 1-year-old spider monkey. The monkey appeared to be in good condition, but was taken to the Oakland Zoo to be cared for. The driver was arrested for driving under the influence and possession of cannabis for sale. And by the way, primates, they are illegal to own as pets in California. That little monkey, though, is so cute.
Monkey business.
It's a monkey business going on in New Zealand, here in California. Let me tell you, this is like, it's quite incredible. We are discussing this kind of thing. But this suspect arrested, at least he didn't kill anybody. At least we can say it wasn't a criminal act that led to the suffering. And even the monkey seemed to have been in pretty good conditions. There were actually images of him that you can find around the internet while he was eating. He actually picked up a spoon and he was eating his banana puree and stuff. Kind of very cute, definitely a very cute little monkey. But actually, I think you can find images of this monkey. It's crazy, guys. I mean, that we are discussing this monkey business, but it's kind of cute. Okay, let me see if I can show you more of these images. Here they are. We have a bunch of these because they didn't really show them in that video very well. But the monkey, it is a very cute monkey. Yeah. But it's poor.
I had a donkey for an owner.
Yeah. I mean, pretty far out with this car, Rolls Royce.
Wow, we play a Monopoly?
Yeah, we can only see a Rolls Royce on our Monopoly.
By the way, I won.
Yes, but not with the Palm Springs edition. Yes, we replayed Monopoly.
I won the 80s edition. I played that so much with my brother and my sister that I am a pro. I remembered. I whipped your butt. You didn't really have much to say after that.
Well, I'm going to play today the Palm Springs edition, hoping I will become mayor of Palm Springs once again in my Monopoly endeavors. But
that's what we do on New Year's Eve and day.
Yes, absolutely. We wish.
Besides bringing you the news.
Besides bringing you breaking news, so we hope that, of course, you have your copy of Volume 11 of my Confessions. It's still on sale. We left the prices down, so everybody can purchase it during the festivities. Now, of course, we're entering a new year. We might bring up the price soon, so please purchase it before the price goes up. And, of course, the Zagami Family Cookbook, where we have all these great recipes with colored pictures and explanation on how to do these wonderful recipes that make your kitchen a 5-star restaurant, transform completely your kitchen in a 5-star restaurant. And I'm not joking, guys, because food is about ingredients. Today, when you go to a restaurant, you don't really know what they're serving you. And because of the increase in price on all the ingredients, these restaurants tend to buy cheap stuff. Even the most expensive and exclusive restaurants.
Everything's very expensive right now. Everything just seems to go up, and they don't even tell you when they raise prices. One of my things I buy normally is like one price, and it was almost doubled today, and it's just upsetting.
Terrible, guys. Terrible.
And then you're forced to pay because you need it. So.
Well, we, of course, want to make a prayer for all the victims of this terrible event that took place in Bourbon Street in New Orleans. I think we should all pray. There is still a lot of people that are in hospital with life injuries that can endanger their life.
Endangering.
Yes.
Life endangering.
So, as they pointed out here in the chat, he's at the Oakland Zoo now, the little monkey. So if you want to go,
make little friends.
we can go and visit him at the Oakland Zoo. Or if you are here in Southern California like us, maybe that's a place where we could go and check out on him and see how he is. Thank you very much for following us today on the Leo Zagami Show for what is our MAGA Counter Cognitive Warfare. And it's getting this podcast, it's getting there. We're getting good views, and we want to thank all the people who believe in us. Remember, 2025 might be remembered as a turning point in our history. And let's hope it's a positive one. Let's hope that nothing happens to Trump before, of course, he arrives in the White House. He seems to have, though, a lot of enemies. And like we said today, this strange event in front of his hotel in Las Vegas might not really be a coincidence, as well as this attack, blatant attack on the American way of life by these Islamists in New Orleans, a terrible event. really, guys, because I mean, when this news came on in the middle of the night, I was pretty shocked myself.
Really tragic breaking news out of New Orleans this morning. 10 people are dead and at least 30 others are injured after a vehicle drove.
And now it's 15 people dead.
15.
15.
Officials say it happened overnight near Canal and Bourbon Street. You can see the scene right there.
But look at what there is a detail here. Have you noticed this detail?
No.
Okay, on the right, there is a place serving, I think it might be fried chicken, I'm not sure, all kinds of food. Voodoo. Voodoo is
But Bourbon Street is full of voodoo.
Of course, but that's why voodoo. Voodoo and voodoo, guys, is part of the negative, unfortunately, forces and energy that has been there for a long time.
Lots of bad stuff happens in New Orleans.
Yeah, so
it's a beautiful, beautiful city.
But it has a dark twist to it. And why New Orleans? Because it used to be a French colony. It used to be a French colony. Then it was sold, of course, to America. And then you had all the Haitians arriving there when Haiti became independent. So certain Haitians who were connected to the French went there. Nowadays, New Orleans has a lot of this negative energy, and we should pray even more for the victims of this event, because people just go there wanting to have fun. They don't really think about what will happen to them, especially on New Year's Eve.
Don't go any of these places like Las Vegas on New Year's Eve, these party places.
No, but the crazy thing is that this year all the cities in the US were warned that they would be attacked by ISIS or Al-Qaeda. They were warned, you know.
New York City was really on alert, wasn't it?
Yes, and there was incredible controls. You couldn't even get near to Times Square without being completely stripped. And something instead happened in New Orleans. This guy with this pickup truck with a flag of ISIS. I mean, the fact that the guy even had a flag of ISIS in the back and they let him inside. I mean, this is really very highly suspicious. And I mean, I have an image here of the guy after he was killed. But I can't show it to you for a simple reason that I tried to show it on Facebook, and they immediately said that it was too strong. The image was too strong. I couldn't show you this image of the guy that was killed. It was simply his body after he was killed. He was shot.
I don't have a problem watching it.
No, but they will bring us the video down, or they will immediately notify it, and that is not good for us. So I don't want to ruin, of course, we are broadcasting still on Facebook, on YouTube, and for that reason, amongst other platforms, of course, this video is going to reach also thousands of people also on Bandot Video. We want to wish them also happy 2025, as well as on X. Please share on X, because X is all about sharing. Thank you very much. Christy is preparing the roast.
I haven't started anything. I marinated it for 2 days, though.
Okay.
I used that Worcestershire soy sauce, mustard, olive oil, garlic, rosemary, thyme, in a marinade, and then you put the roast, and then you leave it. I left it the first time I left it, because we had a roast for Christmas too. It was really good. And I left it for 1 day. And this time I left it for 2 days. And we'll let you know how it is on Saturday. So, with all the usual stuff, mashed potatoes.
Ooh, mashed potatoes. I know, mashed potatoes. I thought you were making roast potatoes.
We've been eating a lot, so we might eat roasted.
Enjoy the sound of
panettone.
The sound of Vincenzo Viceversa medio bowl is track.
Pandoro, panettone. I don't want to see that until next year. You bought so many.
That is my Italian cakes. I love them.
Fattening.
Take care, guys. See you on Saturday.
Happy New Year.
Don't miss the
God
Saturday
bless.
episode because we're going to be talking about Nostradamus prophecies, Baba Yaga, all these prophetic prophecies about 2025, also serious forecast about 2025. Well, don't miss the 2025 Saturday show with Leo and Christy.
Science, technology, social organization, dehumanization. Technology, social organization.